Yo, what's good? Yo, this your boy Solo Man, and this is a dope show when we talking about basically dope shows. You know what I'm saying? I got people with me to talk about it. Basically, let y'all know like different shows and like stuff that's just really dope. So today here with me, by now I only like introducing people, so I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and I'm gonna start with homie right here. And you know what I mean,
What's good, everybody? Name's Davon. If you want to follow me, see what I'm about, look at all my content and stuff like that, different types of stuff, follow me Instagram, Von Dapper Rockstar, and yeah.
It's your boy Esan. You can follow me on Voodoo Priest, BOODOOPRBST. Yeah, we're about to do a video shoot later too. So,
word. So the first show, which is dope right now that we want to talk about, is I might have heard of it, but Lovecraft Country. I'm saying it's a show that's on HBO Max, I believe.
yeah.
And basically, so I'm not gonna say like the actions or stuff like that, but so I'm gonna ask y'all, what is Lovecraft Country? Like, what do y'all think it is?
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lovecraft Country, so that's sort of like a bookworm. Like it's actually
It
based.
starts from a book, right?
Yeah, it started from a book. A guy named H.P. Lovecraft. H.P. Lovecraft. So like it's like this particular, because he made like a bunch of like books and stuff like that, like a lot, like, and and so like I guess like Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams, if y'all know, like J.J. Abrams did, like he's done a lot of stuff. I think his most recent was like he did like like a take on Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. I'm sorry, Star Trek.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. Star Trek. And
I think he went to finish Star Wars. He went to finish it.
Yeah, he did. Okay, so
He did Star Trek too?
Yeah, Star Trek,
wow.
the one.
I didn't know he did Star Trek.
Yeah, he revamped it. He brought it back to life because it was like kind of like a dying like franchise movie, whatever you would call it.
Mm-hmm. And Jordan Peele with like Us and what's that movie, Get Out. So you got like two like major directors like on this, and but pretty much like the book is like it's like a bunch of different like stories, I should say, like a bunch of different like type of stories, and it's like this very like mix between like realism and then science fiction and things like that. So it's
because when it first came, when I saw it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's about to be another like racially like in power. Like I'm like, I don't watch it, but then I'm watching it. And then the end came, it was in the woods, right? And then they just got smacked by
the first episode?
Yeah.
I think what got me was like the trailer, because it was like you saw like it was like in that that time period when everybody was super racist or everything like that. But I was like, okay,
where is the show at again?
I think it's in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
then they referenced Tulsa, so
they did reference Tulsa, but I think they are in Chicago.
They are in Chicago.
Chicago.
We probably got a fact check on.
Yeah, probably.
But then it was like, but they do so much traveling. It's like it's kind of hard to find out where they're based, where they're based from.
And
we look up the names of the episodes as well.
Yeah. And then it was I was gonna say where we at?
Oh yeah.
Which part?
I was saying you said the science fiction.
Oh yeah, the science. Oh no, I was gonna say was the trailer. The trailer is what really got me, because it was just like you saw all of that, but then I guess you saw like if you watched like the first episode is when he was having like that dream and stuff like that when he was on the bus, like going.
The first part when he was like fighting all the.
Yeah, it was just like you showed like some of that, but then you kept showing like sporadically, and I was just like. You got like the science fiction world, and you got like these tentacle Cthulhu things. I'm just like, I'm watching that. I'm watching that.
The first episode was called Sundown.
Yes.
And like referencing what he was saying was that in the beginning it was like he landed. He was like what was he? He came off. He jumped off a plane.
Yeah,
he flew off a plane. Like, and then he's landing. Is like shooting, and it looks like we're being invaded by aliens or something like that. And it was like, it was basically what they were doing was just showing you that this shit gonna be all over the place. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta be ready for it. it was just the beginning was just beautiful. You know, it's just showing you like the old how people from Mars look like. You know, the lady, the Asian lady, looked kind of reddish, and it was just like I said, it was like all over the place. But yeah, the show was like top tier. But the first episode was called Sundown, and that was referencing, I'm guessing, factual stuff that was going on around in certain towns.
Yeah, it was like the sundown
town. So like, what time was it?
It was like you have to be out of that town by 7 o'clock, or pretty much, you know, right person can, you know,
they'll fuck with you. They'll fuck you up,
they'll kill you, or just, you know.
The thing, but even
police
though
officers.
It was a police officer, but what caught me about that though was I like the fact that I think when a show can make me have a certain emotion to it, like 'cause when he was driving, like bro, I'm like, yo, he chasing you, yo, push the.
Yeah, but I was just like, go too fast.
Bro, I'm out, bro. I'm like, yo, he.
But then if he was out, they would have given a reason to give him a ticket.
That's true, but bro, like your life was line, but they had the strap ready in the back.
I would have bust at them niggas.
That's what I'm saying, but the fact that I felt that, I'm like, alright, they got it. Now, but I still thought it was like gonna be like a typical whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then they had him in the woods, and then the shit happened. Like,
oh my!
I like the woods part when the white officer. It's funny how they have portrayed these officers as monsters, which way they were acting like monsters, and then how at the night scene they were being attacked by actual monsters. You know what I'm saying? And then after they were being attacked by monsters, the super racist guy, he had got bit, right? He got bit. And the uncle asked Atticus, who was like, what happens when vampires they just normally turn, and he just started turning. He's like, yo, kill him, yo.
Shoot him.
He's shooting him. And they had a whole shotgun, but the racist guy had the shotgun, right?
Yeah.
The racist guy had the one that was turning into the monster had the shotgun. So they're like, yo, you gotta. He was telling his racist partner, like, yo, you gotta get the gun from your captain, because he turned into a monster, and he was acting confused and shit, and then they end up just fucking getting killed.
Yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, like that whole, like the whole scene, you know, when they had caught up to them, because what happened was, like, they was in the sun that time, they got away, but they still got, pretty much, they got trapped by, like another county. Like, you know, I believe it was the other county and stuff.
They set him up for that.
And they took him in the woods, and I was just like, oh boy, this is about to be.
Well, even before that, wasn't there a part where they were like, this is when they was traveling before they got caught by the cops. They were traveling, and then remember they went into that restaurant, and they went.
That was dumb. I'm like, bro, why would you go in there, bro?
First of all, they went into like
you're bugging, bro.
An all white town. In a red car. It was like a red and orange car.
Woody, bro.
All the cars look like Woody, right? They went into an all white town. You could tell it's racist as hell, but they're not. They feel like, hey, look, we're American citizens. You should provide us rights, right?
Exactly.
So they go in the restaurant, and they order. I forgot what they ordered. They ordered something. And one of them is very aware of what's going on, their surroundings. Was it Atticus or
it was Atticus.
Leader, right?
No, she was going to the bathroom.
She went to the bathroom,
and then she had heard like the chef or the guy that works there. He was like, he was like, pretty much like, it's 3 of them. Such and such and such, and she got windows, so she didn't even go to the bathroom. And then that's when Atticus, he started asking his uncle like, what was the
White House,
the reason behind like the White House, or why is the White House white, I believe. And he started going through like the whole thing of what happened.
And it was burned down, and it was like when you look in. I was kind of confused. You can probably tell me what happened, but I was confused. Did they kill niggas in there? Inside the restaurant, because it was burnt, and they repainted it.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
And then remember, so they were killing black people inside that restaurant. But they was like, when they found out, they all just they got the whip.
She was like, she was running at like at least like 20 miles per hour.
She was in back. Yo,
literally, that is like the funniest like of all.
What happened when she had
ran? She was like, heck yeah, shit.
They was running to the car and shit. Yeah, it was out.
And it was just so like
the realism that the show brings is so beautiful. You know what I mean? Like like I think any human being can relate to any instance that's going on within that show. Like you know, like he said, it brings out a lot of emotion out of you.
Yes.
But yeah, I was like, I seen that shit. I was like, oh shit, bro, now get it. And then that whole chase scene was beautiful.
Oh,
Chase
yeah.
scene was
The chase scene was beautiful.
But this is my thing though, like that's what I'm saying. It made me mad because they was ready. They got out of there, right? They took Woody, they dipped, but they was ready to bust that. The dude,
the dude was on top of the.
but they wasn't about to bust at the cop who was like.
They shooting at him, right?
That was making me mad.
No, but
like,
I get you. Yeah.
They was wilding, bro. I mean, they was wilding. The cop was gonna kill.
The cops was gonna kill him.
They was just openly wilding.
Yeah.
Like, we about to.
Yeah, you're right. Why you were shooting at them?
Yeah,
Like this revolver.
Bro, you could have killed. You could have. I mean, not condoning it, but you could have killed the cop and got away.
Yeah, because there's no cameras.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. But
that time.
And would that been a review, like, you know what I'm saying, who's the cop?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So, but what do y'all think about the characters? I'm just, like, with Atticus, right?
Atticus,
like, I think Atticus is cool. I think he's cool, but he a little bit too,
emotional?
When it comes to, like, I think he's emotional when it comes to, like, personal stuff, and he let it interfere with, like, his decision. But besides that, I think he cool.
Oh, you think, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a new take. I never heard that take.
A lot of what this show is, from what I heard, like from different reviews and other people talk about this, because I've been like really like into hearing like other people's opinions about it, and it's like this. Honestly, what it all comes down to, like all the characters and everything. The whole show is about unwrapping trauma and baggage and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing
like
as
that.
well.
So definitely with him, what you see a lot of him do, he's like constantly going, you know, back and forth with like, you know, his feelings and then stuff that happened to him while he was in the war, when he was, you know, as a kid.
It was the Vietnam War he was in, right?
A Korean War.
Korean War. Okay. You gotta get that right. Korean War.
Yeah. So,
as far as you say, Atticus and the characters in general, beautiful characters. Atticus, I feel what he's saying. A lot of trauma in the show, and when you're hurt, you know what I mean. Like it sometimes certain actions kind of spill it out, and I noticed that every time he has interactions with his father, he starts to cry a lot. I'm like, this guy just keep crying, but you know what I'm saying? He was getting beat.
Yeah, but that's because of the trauma.
The trauma.
But he, not the front, but on the surface level, he be, you know what I'm saying? I think he hooked, when he punched the siren, like, he don't.
He killed the siren.
No, he didn't. We don't get to that. He ain't killed the siren. Like, I'm saying, he ready to react, like, he focused, but when it comes, like, his father, like, his decisions become, like, more
bad rash.
I guess because more or less he realized that, you know, he's still his father at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
his father put them through a lot of shit, yo.
It was ridiculous.
It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, we gonna get to that too. So, what do you think about his girl, Lita? I think Letty.
Yeah, she's a good take to the show.
She's a good actress.
She's very good.
Very good. It was Jury Smollett.
Yeah.
She's good. I think
she's Smollett.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like a whole clan of them, but it's just like you think it's just Jesse by himself, but it's just like her and it's another sister.
But she's always killed her roles.
Yeah,
so she plays a lot of like older.
Was he in Great Debaters? Was that her?
I think she was a kid, right?
Yeah,
I think she might have been in.
I know she was in
Underground too.
Underground, Roll Bounce. That's real old. And then she was.
She wasn't Roll Bounce.
And she was Black Canary and
Birds of Prey. That was her.
What?
I was there. Yeah, I was. I think it was. I know I seen the movie.
Really good actor. She's a really good actor.
I think she brings like a lot of like, you know, like at least for Atticus, and then was her uncle, and Atticus' father. I think she brings like a good like female presence to it.
And
she represents women really good.
Very good. Really strong. She's strong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like she. Yo,
what her uncle said? He was like, nobody fucks with us.
Oh yeah, when she was like, when he was doing the car chase, and then she was like, and he kept calling her. Well, he kept calling her something, but not calling her name.
Yeah,
and then she was like, I'm Letitia fucking Lewis.
She went off on him. Yeah, she went off on
him. Don't disrespect me. Know the vibe.
And she went through, I think, trauma within her family as well.
Yeah, with
the
her
sister,
her mother. But how do you think about that though? Because when the part where when she said that her mother gave her money, I think she knew or didn't know. I can't remember. I think she knew, but then give her sister the money. She was saving it. You think?
Because you know what it is. I'm not going to make excuses for her, but it's so relatable as far as in instances like that where she was given money all of a sudden, but she didn't know where it came from. Right? She didn't know. She didn't know where it came from. But she was when she got the money. Didn't she do stuff for the sister? Wasn't she doing stuff? Or am I wrong?
She
definitely got the house.
She bought the house.
But she was making decisions for the sister and not allowing the sister to make decisions for herself.
Exactly. But then we found out, like, you know, later on, like, how that money actually
got
came to
be. You got fucking people
which
coming.
was even crazier. It was just like...
Yeah, but her getting the money, you know what I'm saying? It was just showing, like, her flaws within the show. Like, she's not a perfect person. And, but she's thinking that she's doing things. I think it's a parallel between her and the uncle, if you really think about it. She thinks she's doing the greater good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, the father, her and the father. Okay. She thinks she's doing the greater good as far as in keeping the money, not really telling the sister basically nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a complex issue as well, as far as in light skin complexion issue. There's a light skin and dark skin situation,
especially in that time.
Yeah, so that's a whole nother bag of worms that you got to deal with as well. How they put that even together is crazy within the show. The context.
Yeah, it's so like. It's you know it's there, but it's so subtle. But you know, like if you know, like
yeah,
you know.
Like, what would you call? What's that called? Colorism? Is that
color? Is it?
What's that?
It's stupid. It shouldn't be a thing.
It's something we have within the black.
It's not colorism. It's
all you hear is like light skin.
It's a light skin, dark skin.
It's stupid. That's trash. That's trash. That's some dumb shit.
Yeah.
So what do you think about her sister in the show? That is one when something.
She makes me mad sometimes.
Yo, because but they don't.
Are we about to jump ahead? Cause
no.
Okay. I think I'm gonna get to the part. I don't think when she drank the potion.
No, that's way too far.
Okay,
you could basically mention basically who she was, like how she moves, but who she is. You know what I'm saying? As far as in the characters wise, like because she's mainly like she's the older sister, if I'm not correct. If I'm correct.
Yeah.
But they never got no love from the mother.
Yeah, I think she was. I think her. I keep saying her name wrong. So,
yeah.
But they were saying the one that got the money wasn't around. That's what she said.
Yeah. She was the one that escaped.
But she got the money, so she felt like, yo, how you get the money, but you was never around.
And I'm the one that dealt with all the bullshit from the mother. Yeah.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it shows you how the older siblings go through a lot of nonsense and kind of protects the younger siblings from a lot of stuff that sometimes family members do to each other. Which I said that emotion they bring out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the real we call realism. Yeah. You know what I mean? Realism. They bring that out.
The only reason I didn't like her, Hippolyta.
Yeah.
I'm messing up all the names, but they still do.
Wait, no, Hippolyta is the.
That's the sister.
No.
Hippolyta
is the mother.
The mother.
That's the mother.
Mother
her name is
Monroe.
Ruby.
Alright.
Yeah.
Excuse me for messing up all the names, but
yeah.
they still dope. It's so dope. I still know who it is.
It's the oldest.
Yeah. But Ruby, but Ruby only made me mad because when she felt like she was entitled to the money. I'm like, you're not entitled to it though. And it's like y'all got a kid. I'm like. Yeah, you got a kid, you're not entitled to the money, so you can't be like, you can't tell her to give you the money.
But watch this, her frustrations, which is not an excuse, but her frustrations come from her complexion. She can't really find a job that she really wants. You know what I mean? But she always sees the sister able to just get away with certain things because she will assume her complexion.
Yeah, but in reality, you don't really know her sister.
You don't know.
Even though she is light skinned, even though she fair skinned in that time period, they still looked at it a certain way, but you don't know them individually. She could have went through a whole bunch of BS too, so that's the thing. But that's the one thing that hit my radar. I'm like, you just wanted money. I mean, I would want the money too, but you know what I'm saying? You can't take that to the, you know what I'm saying? Take that all the way to the heart. Yeah. I don't feel like you can feel a way. I feel like you can feel a way, but you can't feel a way when you ready to like. Kind of off, like that's
she was much. Like she went off on him.
Yeah, but besides that though, like it just. But when that potion hit, but you know what I'm saying, that's another thing.
We'll get to the magic soon.
But what do you think about the uncle? Uncle slash maybe.
Atticus'
father.
Hold on.
I know.
We don't know just all the way yet.
But that's what he said. No, I'm talking about
the real father.
Omar from
Omar. Okay.
Oh, we're talking about him.
The father.
Yeah, the father.
Might be the father. We don't know.
Yeah, the father.
He's a dope character. He's a dope character too. I feel like he.
I think. Oh no, go.
I feel like he was inserted to us within the second or third episode
when they introduced magic, but they went to go save him. Though.
Yeah, it was like the second episode.
But they were always referencing the father as not really a stern father. You know, he wasn't really
Nah, they didn't do that because the way Atticus talked about like that's my father. So actually,
he was looking for his father, right?
Yeah, but
he got the. Oh yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
The father got the Atticus had got the letter.
It was a letter
from the father. It's basically saying the father needs to be.
Well, it was saying. I think it was just saying like he's going to do such and such, but it was pretty much like he's telling him what he was doing, but don't come look for him. But Atticus went and looked for him pretty much. That's yeah.
So that's how I went as far as in the letter, how we got introduced to that character. I feel like he's a dope character as well. He brings more mystery on the show than anybody else because he has so many goddamn secrets. Like it's like every episode is something up with him, and then like you know what I mean, like you get so upset, and then
he's portrayed. It's not that he's portrayed, but he's like super like hyper
masculine,
especially like when they went and like found him and everything like that. Like,
yeah,
he was all like, why did you come find me? Like you stupid.
Yeah,
like that's not what the
like, boy, we ain't never talked since, and then you won't come here.
And it was just like, whoa.
First of all, you coming out the dirt with fucking cuffs on.
I know
that was fire.
Yeah, that was fire. I know where he came from though.
He underground, right?
But how did he escape? He had magic.
Something up with him.
He has magic.
He is sus.
He was gonna get out.
He is sus in real in the show.
But my thing is though, he just weird because he does like the stupidest stuff at the wrong time.
Wrong time.
All the time.
But I'm glad they even put that kind of character in there. You
need somebody reckless.
Yes. You need somebody like that. Like, oh my God, here we go.
Like, what did you do that for? Why'd you do that now?
Yeah, but do you think he did we talk about
we didn't talk about the uncle.
No. So you think about the uncle? Before I want to get him out the way.
Oh yeah, no, the Oku was it Oku George?
He was dope too.
He was like I think he was like more like the level head of like everything. Like even in certain parts, like when the police was like coming to bother them instead of just ready to shoot and everything like that. But he was like more like level head, like
What was his job? I probably have to rewatch it again. But what was his job?
Like the map thing.
Yeah, what was he doing?
He was kind of like the
Pathfinder, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not sure, but I think.
Yeah. He was working for Google?
The black Google, it would be like a black
Google.
It would be like black
he was
Google.
going through the map.
But I think he was going to places where you can go.
Yeah.
I think in making a map. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
okay. That's what I thought.
Like he knew like places like the sundown towns or something like that, like the sundown towns.
Yeah,
knew like what's safe for like black people.
Yeah, that he's a Pathfinder, I think, basically. But see, that makes me mad. You still went into that restaurant. Well, you know
he knew better. But at the same time, he's an adventurer, right? So they
was about to run. But see, he already got his kneecaps wild going already.
Oh, they put this shit up.
Yeah, they said before. They said he's like got 2 busted kneecaps. That's why his wife was gonna go originally.
Oh, that's
because the knee was bad. So I'm like, bro, you shouldn't be under the danger, bro. Like you already wildin'. But I mean, but that shows that too. That he just goes into a lot of. He be doing. He do it for the cause.
Yeah, definitely.
The wife of his wife.
His wife. That's Hippolyta, right?
Yeah,
Hippolyta. Only reason I know her name is because it sounds so crazy.
It's a
Greek goddess name.
It is?
That's what the daughter said. I don't know.
It is. In Greek mythology, it's a lot of. I forgot which god she was.
But she is smart. But she is smart though. What they show on the show. But they don't. I think my only issue with that, they don't really. It's like you figuring it out, but they don't like really tell you how smart she is because you can't just get that device
Yeah, that was.
I mean, I'm glad she's that smart. I'm just like, it's weird 'cause I can't really figure out what is she doing. Like, she's too smart.
She went OD
like,
when she,
but
she got OD when she got into that wherever she was.
See, that's a whole different thing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But like before that though, but she figured out, like, bro, like, I mean,
was she? Did we know she was smart?
they go with astrology.
Yeah.
I think she go with astrology.
Like the first episode when her and Uncle George was in like the bed and so like she was like talking about. I can't remember the context. That was like the first episode, but she was like talking like with
astrology. I think, but then again, she might just specialize that. But you gotta be good with numbers with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so that was just making me that she's not smart.
Stuff.
Yeah. So I mean that. Yeah, she represent, but she's too smart, bro.
Yeah, she went.
Like, but then because like I want to talk about when she went into the a time machine, but then she came out. I don't even know what she came out in.
Oh, we could go there, but I mean,
But-
want to talk about the magic first?
That's why I'm trying not to. But it's mixed, so not because I saw her daughter.
Oh yeah, the
that's
daughter.
the one
She's very
thing.
essential.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very essential. I don't know what piece does she play, but I feel like it's going to be a big piece because when she was introduced, she was drawn. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she was just drawing like the comics and stuff like that for like when her father.
But she was drawing stuff that was happening.
That was
like,
happening.
the actual images.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was the route that the father was taking.
It might have been. They encountered it. They encountered it with.
It's alluded to that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I don't know, but I think she sees the future.
I think she has some kind of premonition. She just
She just draws it.
Yeah, I think unconsciously she knows it. She does it.
But can we go to I don't know. You know the scene, man. The last episode with the curse, or we went in.
Oh, the nightmare. What was that
We gonna go to the
called?
magic first, or we gonna?
Oh yeah.
Magic.
Chronological order.
Yeah. So with the magic, it was introduced within the first episode, right? Was it?
Second, because that's when they went to the Braithwaite's house. Which was like, Atticus is like kind of like birthright home because he's like intertwined with them, like the Braithwaites.
And they're separate. They're like different houses for people that have like the big magic power, or whatever they have.
Something like
you know
that.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was this part where he was brought to, right?
Mm.
Or he was brought there, or did they capture him?
Yeah, well, pretty much it was like after the first episode, like after they was
With the
fighting
car,
like the freaking vampire
monster
dog things. I guess they like blacked out or whatever, and they had
somebody saved them.
They saved them, pretty much. Yeah, they saved them.
They saved them. They were saved by these.
It was saved by the Braithwaites. But then that's when they took them in the next episode. That's when they took them to the
wizards.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
The wizards.
Yeah.
But they had blacked out. Yeah, they had ended up No, wait. Yeah, they had woke up they had blacked out, and then that's when they had. It was like the next morning and everything. They had went to the Braithwaite's house, and then opened the door was I forgot the guy's name. I know
The father.
No, it was the other white guy.
The one that she's cloning. Or
Yeah.
She's doing.
Once we get to that.
Yeah.
But he opened the door and was like, welcome home, and like, because apparently like Atticus is a part of that family.
So these people, these are another group of characters. I'm trash with their names, honestly.
The female is Christina Braithwaite. The guy that I don't know his name, but the female is Christina.
Christina Whitwhite, she's that's the daughter, right?
Yeah.
All right. There's a daughter that she's a. Well, she doesn't have powers, does she? Well, at the time, she does now. We know now. But at the time, we didn't know she had powers, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like she was just like kind of like who is she?
Yeah.
Or it was alluded that because remember during the car
scene,
like she
car.
made like the whole like before the car even crashed, it was like
it's a force field.
Yeah,
they hit a force field.
That probably was just like a cell.
No, that's her ability. It's her ability that's crazy. How you think that's her ability? Yeah.
It's probably one of her most powerful things that her spells and stuff like that.
Because you're right. It is probably a spell in the car because remember the same spell stopped them from getting away when they settled around and crashed into the force field.
Alright, so since we get into the magic, I'm going right back to Ruby Drake and the Potion.
Okay.
So my thing with that is because I think it's a complex though. They about to make her basically how a sellout would be. Like
what episode you on?
Like Coonish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about when she first took the potion?
Nah, but you see, she's starting to act like.
Oh, now she's
starting to act.
Oh yeah,
she's starting to act more white. Well,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She is though, because
that's what she. Well, see, that's what we were delving into earlier with the color. With the color, is that
that's the color conflict.
It's that, but it's also like like I was saying, like like unwrapping like traumas and stuff like that. Like she knows that every time when she goes to try and get a job or something like that,
her complexion
and everything like that's stopping her, and she just as a woman she wants to. She feels like, she should be able to get, anything that, that she's put her mind forward to. She's smart and everything like that. And then, and then pretty much once she gets through to the guy breakaway, he pretty much tells her, which ended up being like, Christina,
we're getting to that part, man. We need this potion, man.
Might not be so.
There's a lot. That's a lot.
Gave her like a one-way ticket out of it, you take the. Well, it ended up being because she had they had met in a bar and everything like that. It was something like that. They had met in a bar. You saw it, and she was playing like not hard to get, but playing like
you a white boy. I ain't fucking with you
like what is your meaning behind it?
But the weird thing is, he only really hooked up with her because she was trying to tell him. She was basically saying like, "Yo, you don't know like how it is for like to be black. You know what I'm saying? Like a racist issue. You don't understand the racist issue." Mm-hmm. So I really even think that person approached her curiosity wise. I don't even think it's like a real attraction. I think it's curiosity though.
Yeah, it is a curiosity.
And then she was ended up trying to use her, to try to get into.
Yeah. So that's why they were referencing the daughter. Or Christina as like the devil because of how she wore a red dress, right? Her thing is like a red dress, if I'm not mistaken.
I think she did wear one.
Yeah, she did, right?
She
had a red dress on, so they kind of like reference like the devil. But she gave the older sister basically a potion, and the potion was supposed to be you're supposed to take on whatever blood that you drink.
Mm-hmm. That's what person. They did explain that, right?
Yeah, they did, because they showed the bodies.
That's not. Isn't that more? Well, it's magic, but it's alchemy. Like
that is. It's about
like alchemy. That ain't really super. That ain't really magic.
It's magic that you don't. Magic is basically like it's the people that don't know the stuff behind the scenes. Like
it's the science of the
magic. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the science of
the magic. It was. She had the potion and she took it and then. Basically, she was afforded to turn white, right?
Yeah.
She was afforded to turn white, and she's seen all the privileges that white people were afforded compared to her as an individual working hard and getting these positions and going in. I liked the part when the black girl that was working in there in the store, and then there was a black girl working in the store. It's so. That's hard. This shit is crazy. Like, basically, she took the potion, turned into a white person, seen a black person, and was like, "Oh, how did you get this job?" You know what I'm saying? Like, she was already questioning how are you, what was your background? What is you? Because she noticed that the girl didn't know what she was really doing. So she assumed that she was fucking the owner of the store manager, I don't know, that got her the job.
I didn't even peep that.
Yeah, that was great. It was great. It was a whole.
It's like when you even think about it more, it was like around with today is like you kind of gotta have that diversity of what everything's going on now. It's like super diversity talking. It's like at that time that was just like the sort of beginning of it, so just you had to have
so segregation kind of ended, right?
A little bit. Yeah. It was you had to have
at least one black person
say we are diverse, and everything like that. So,
but also too, this goes on today too. Even on my podcast, I think I'm gonna talk about it, but it's not a nasty plug, but but a lot of well, predominantly white places, they do need like a black person to be in their job for a certain quarter.
Show equality.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole other issue. But that's kind of what it is too. So if there is a black person there, yeah, they could be having a relationship with like the higher ups of the job, or they might just have to meet a quota. That's just a raffle ticket. That's just a lottery. Like, oh, he's gonna pick you. That's what that is too. That's why it looks weird when you see the picture and there's like one black, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like nah.
One.
And that's pretty much why like Ruby was like, you know, pretty upset at it, because she noticed like she doesn't have like the degrees that she has or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know that you're super qualified, but this person, she's just there just because she just randomly applied.
Yeah.
It was just like that random apply was just the day that it was like, oh well, we do need this one black person to show that.
And she was treating her mean. Not forgetting that she's a white person. The skin was white.
that part kind of got me mad.
So
that's
it was like,
seeing like, yo, what you doing?
You know what I mean? It was like
too hard, right?
Yeah, she went off on the black girl, and I think she kind of embarrassed her, right?
A little bit.
A little bit, because there was like other people there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It brings out certain emotions.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy though, but that's wild. What do you think about when Christine was? It's not really Christine. And then she had the relationship with Ruby, and it turned out to be if
y'all didn't see this show, you will be so confused.
Even about what we're talking about right now, it's not like we're all over the place, but we're trying to go in chronological order.
Yeah,
it's just that
it's
crazy.
a lot.
Yeah.
Like if you ever watch like the Twilight Zone or anything like this, kind of like what this show is, almost in a sense, like it's all everything, like, you know, they have like character-based episodes and everything like that, but then it's like it goes on to like something, you know, like to a whole nother character.
Yeah.
It's like bringing like their dynamic, so like it's very like it's not all over the place, but like I said, the best way to, you know, put it is like it's like Twilight Zone, like it all comes together at some point.
But I think too, like, but even that's part of like a little bit of it's just a lot of like I want to say sexuality, maybe.
They don't have too many sex scenes though, right?
I think sexual preference. I think, or like
preferences and.
It was only one episode where everybody was getting fucked.
You talking about that part?
Which episode was that?
That had to be.
What was that?
The only episode that's like extreme.
I'll never forget that.
That's
episode 5. I'll never forget episode 5.
But my thing is like, because when they show, because Christina is really. No. It was the dude. It was the white wizard guy, but that's really Christina. So and then he had smashed Ruby, but then it's really Christina.
It was really her.
But I think
she smashed him as a white guy.
But isn't that like bisexual?
I mean, but
it's more.
She has a dick, though, right? Because of the potion.
But I really think this though. I really think that's just. Cause she was like but even with the potion, she was like, "I'm giving you a chance to be like free, do whatever you want." I think it's really freedom though. It's like it's kind of you doing whatever the fuck you want. It's like unbound.
You know
so
are
really, you know what I'm
afforded. You know you're right. You're absolutely.
That's how I thought about it.
It is. You're absolutely right.
Cause like you really can't judge.
They mentioned that. You're absolutely right. They mentioned that
like,
freedom.
Whatever I want.
Because you can.
Yeah, you can.
You do whatever you want. And that's but there are consequences to that. And then when you're dealing with other people that don't have that same luxury of freedom or magic that you have, then it's going to be a clash. That's why you're starting to see what's going on towards the end of the episode as far as an ideology. Because if you're really hurt about what's going on, this and that, why are you sleeping with a white man as a white woman?
Yeah.
No, first she slept with the white man as a black woman, and then she took the potion and she slept with the white man as a white woman. You know what I'm saying? And then her body kind of deconstructed.
Yeah, but she justified herself with that. That was cat.
Yeah, but that shows her flaw within the way she thinking. So she's not a kind of a character that you can kind of trust within this show. Now it's kind of going into like, because her psychology is all fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you take a potion to turn you white to fuck this white guy? And her explanation was crazy.
She tried to justify it. Like,
it didn't make no sense.
You can self-justify anything.
So
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it made no sense.
But
as far as in the wizards within this show, it's funny. This is what makes me laugh about the show is that they're wizards, right? And the wizards are white. But if you know about, racism, the Grand Wizards, these all these people. So the play on that is like, it's funny as hell. Like, it's really, that's fun.
I thought it was just, I thought it was like a direct kind of sort of.
It was a play
to the Grand Wizard. Some people, I think some people know, some people don't. And if you don't know, the KKK has Grand Wizards.
Yeah.
Wizards, Grand Wizards, white there.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I like how they played on that. It was like, I was like, oh,
that's why they wizards. You know
I think I just knew and just thought it just automatically was right into
everybody a certain race should know. You know what I'm saying? But just in case if you don't, that's kind of, that's what I think it is though. So, it's a lot to pull back. I don't think we got time to pull everything back. So, what do you guys think about the Black history in the show that they implement? And also too, I don't know, what is the jiggabobo? What is that? Is that a curse? I don't know. I meant to look it up. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's something.
It's a folklore, right? Within our community.
Folklore, it was in that book, that Uncle Tom book, something like that. I can't.
It's a play on Jigaboo, right?
Yeah. I should have looked this up, but
alright, we gonna.
Internet, y'all do y'all job. Go on all these little platforms and find out what it means.
Yeah, but they probably already found out what it means. But
by the time when this episode is recording of this,
we know.
We're the next.
The final episode
is today.
I think we might go to review after that too.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Emmett Till purpose?
Fire.
Cause he told me like you know what I'm saying. He told me that the one, I think when she bought the house, that was actually Emmett Till.
The downstairs.
Yeah.
Remember when they were doing the Ouija board?
Yeah, you gotta say it clear. You gotta say it clear.
Yeah, that was him.
I didn't know that.
That was him.
Oh my gosh!
Crazy,
I just had this whole because I remember the daughter, what's her name? Dee. She was upset. She was like really upset, but I don't think she was just upset about the whole thing. Oh my God, my mind is blown.
Yeah,
legit. Wait,
he was with the ones that was in the kids that were downstairs. They were playing on the Ouija board, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm here visiting somebody," and that's how Emmett story was, as far as he was on a family trip, and I think he was meeting up with his family. They were he's not from where he got killed at, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And that's how they reference him in there. But it's just the way that they play on history and then implement it within a fictional story is crazy. You have to be like a madman to do that, And then to flip the whole show, because I want to kind of wrap it up with the show, I guess, right? To flip the whole show, because the show is really the show is based on somebody that write these books, and the person is racist. H.P. Lovecraft was a racist individual, from my understanding. So the way they even flipped that to turn it, you know what I'm saying, from bad to good. And they even spoke about that through the whatchamacallit. Who was it that said? Remember the boy was reading a book and he was like, yeah, sometimes the guy was. Remember when he was talking to the old lady in the first episode? Okay. And he was saying sometimes the person might be racist, but what they make or whatever, I forgot.
Okay, I remember.
It was like something like along.
Yeah,
it was the first episode
when they were walking through.
Because they got kicked off the bus. That was crazy. But the way they reference basically what he was saying was that this person could be a racist person, a person that could make a plane probably was racist as hell. But what they made was fire as shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we fuck with that. We fuck with you, but we fuck with that. And that's what they was saying. I think that's what he was referencing as far as it was like a fourth wall type shit.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
It was like, because he was like mentioning the racism that they're getting, the racist, whatever. It's crazy. Like, it's mind-boggling the way they do it and how they structure it. But yeah, the show is, I love the show, man.
This was very good, like breakup from what I normally do watching. So it was just like
coming from like Power, Game of Thrones, and
it was just like, jeez.
So what are your predictions? Like a quick prediction.
Oh my gosh,
that's hard.
That's honestly.
I don't know.
Is there gonna be a season 2?
Oh, that's actually that's the realest prediction.
I think once we see the last episode today, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be season because this show like
they
really
can't wrap it up.
It blew up. So I think they knew that it was going to blow, but this is like everybody's watching. Everybody's watching.
And it's not a lot of people would try to call this show what's that word they kind of use, especially on these social platforms. SWJ, you know what I'm saying? They'll kind of call this show like a SWJ show, you know, super woke show.
Oh yeah,
this is history.
It's history.
It's just history. It's just like a good play on it.
It's fiction.
Yeah, the history is actually in the. But this is
the Tulsa, Oklahoma shit was crazy.
But yeah, that's it.
We can mention that I guess in the next.
It's a lot. I think we'll have a part 2 to this.
Yeah, we're gonna have a part 2, bro.
Yeah, I think we gotta have a part 2.
This shit OD. But as far as in part 1, this show from episode 1 to 8, because we're not is it 1 to 9? We're 1 to 9. Fire.
But the history though. But what I appreciate about it though, is like how they implement the history though. Cause like it's through the poems, it's through like the background music. But it's a lot of like. If you really pay attention, but like not even knocking people who really don't know the history like that though, but it's something that you could go back and watch.
Yep.
And that's all to me is Jordan Peele because I see all the symbolism in it. There's a whole bunch of symbols, like even the Emmett Till thing. So it's like in the poem, cause like to me you can't really catch everything watching it once. That's like anything that could make me watch it again. I think is partial genius. So I think that's what it comes down to. But no, another honorable mention though. You remember when they came through and they had they tried to get out the house. Then she broke all the windows, and then like all the black men came through to represent.
Oh yeah.
Wait. All the black men came through to make sure that black woman was safe.
Yep.
I'm saying, then like the funny thing is though, they had all the guns, right? But then when the cops came, like Ruby came through.
Yeah.
They brought the guns through. That was fire.
That was
fire, bro.
Whoever's watching this, like that was all part of episode 3. Episode 3, at least for me, that's like my favorite episode still. Like all episodes are angry fight, but just the acting
was crazy good.
The acting, the whole feel of it. The acting, the feel, and like just like
because she busted out the windows, right? Was she busted out the windows?
Yeah. Because the pretty much like the town that she was in when she bought the house, this big house. It was like a what do you call it? It was like a house like a house for like for a safe house.
Yeah.
Like a safe house, and she had bought the house, and then like of course like everybody it was like in a mostly white town and everything, or the neighborhood, and they didn't want them there, and so they started like tying bricks to like cars. So like,
to keep the horn.
And it was really cool, like how like
and they were doing that back then.
Well, like not cool like that, and that was cool, but the way they
did it,
the cinematography of it, like you heard the horn.
Yeah.
Still, like all the scenes when they were in the house before they got away with it.
Was this prior to the party or after, before the?
This was throughout the whole episode. Throughout the whole episode, they still had that horn like. You still hear it in the background. And I was like, that's
all day.
That's kind of dope.
The cops drove up and down and never turned it off or nothing.
Nah, and I'm pretty sure it was like
And they did it. They parked all the cars. They did all the cars that were all the horns were in front of the house.
Was the cars that had the brake on the
They belong to the white people that live
there? That's some bullshit.
Yeah,
bro. That's some bullshit.
They did that. That brings out emotion how people used to be back then. You know what I mean?
That's almost annoying that like this kid that's like banging on the top of the kid, wilding them. But yeah, that's cool. I'm like, but yeah, that is wild.
The show is beautiful.
That is wild. But it was funny too when Hippolyta went to the future, and I was looking right, and I'm like, this better not be no futuristic like psychedelic. Like I was just bullshitting in my brain, and that's exactly what the fuck
it was completely different. Because when I saw that, I was just like, futurism. I was like,
and it was it was Afrofuturism, which is not really spoken about at all within our communities. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they even showed that. I was like, whoa, because I think Afrofuturism was around like what's the name of that group? What's the people that Kendrick Lamar kind of referenced during that album, that Pimp Butterfly album? George, what's the crazy? He's George something.
George. I don't know. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But around that time, that was the 60s, 70s. They were kind of exploring Afrofuturism, and for them to reference that within this show was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the afro was perfect.
Yeah, it was word.
You know,
word.
see afro.
I ain't never seen afro that
watched
clean.
the cartoon like Steven Universe. She looked like
That's what
she did. She
did.
did.
But yeah, like that episode, like at least if anybody knew me, they would think that would be my favorite episode. But like it was just like the whole aesthetic of it, like as far as like futurism and stuff like that. That's really what geared me. But that's like an episode that was. I realized that it wasn't an episode like for me, like as like a black man. That's it.
I was a black woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. Exactly.
It's crazy. But my only thing is my last thing I'm gonna say is like I don't know where they gonna place her in the show now because now she's a being though. She's a being.
Yeah, she's not shit.
Yeah, so it's like
no.
Hair changed too.
Her changed too, but them shits probably blew out. I bet you. That's the best thing I think of. Because she was like, they probably blew out. That's the best. That's my best bet.
I don't know. She's a being though, because she could but she could just think and go back in time. So it's like,
well, she only can use she has to use a machine to do that.
No.
The machine is done now.
I think she
burned out machine because remember she said she was burning out the CPU or whatever she was.
Oh yeah,
while she was holding it.
And remember too, the white cop went to the time machine.
Which one?
Remember when they first went to the time machine?
Oh, he threw him in there. Oh, damn.
Yeah, he went in there.
Can't you be like songs crazy?
He gonna come back. He gonna come back. He gonna come back.
He gonna come back
with an afro. What? You know, an afro and a leather jacket.
He's gonna come like Thanos or something.
Yeah, I'm like, alright. Yeah, I ain't forget though, man. But I'm saying that's all we got for today. I didn't really realize, love. Oh, I knew, but I didn't think. This is like the first episode of what is it called?
Dope show.
The dope. Yeah.
I'm supposed to know that, but this is a dope show. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate these two gentlemen coming in here, you know, chopping it up with me. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate that, man. Rock with us. Probably the second one probably love Crab Country more than like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like does that even have a podcast? No,